What's up gamers, after today's live stream, I know some people are a little bit worried for their primo gems and may want to know who to pull for between the two pyro main DPS characters, Arlecchino and Lyney. That's why in today's video, I'm going to be giving you the answer. Also join the Discord because I'm going to be hosting a giveaway pretty soon and you don't want to miss out on that. Anyway, since I hate long intros and I know you probably do too, let's get straight into the video. So let's start off by talking about Arlecchino. PS, I'm mainly focused on her because she's new and Lyney is basically like her since they have the same role as a pyro main DPS character, while these other characters are already out and don't have as much hype surrounding them, although I do know how Scarra mains are, so I wouldn't be surprised if their hype is on the exact same level. Anyway, let's talk about her kit. Arlecchino's kit is mainly focused around the Bond of Life mechanic, and Bond of Life is a second health bar which any character can get, and this health bar absorbs the healing effect that they typically would receive without it, and in order to heal it off, this character must be healed an amount equal to the Bond of Life that they received, and Arlecchino would gain damage bonuses based on the amount of Bond of Life she has. And after reaching a certain threshold of Bond of Life, her normal attacks would gain a Pyro Infusion, making them her main source of damage. But then without the Pyro Infusion, her normal attacks would just be standard normal attacks with nothing special. Now how Arlecchino gets a Bond of Life is through her elemental skill. By using her skill, she will apply Blood Debt to all the enemies she hits. This Blood Debt can tick up to 3 times, with each tick having different levels. These ticks go up once every 3 seconds, and every time they go up, she will gain more Bond of Life. So in the first level, she will gain 65% Bond of Life, on the second level, she will gain 130% Bond of Life, and on the third level, she will gain 145% Bond of Life. Now, this Bond of Life doesn't just spawn, because you have to actually do a charge attack on the enemy or enemies with Blood Debt on them to get the Bond of Life. Then after getting that Bond of Life, you can just do normal attacks, but these normal attacks consume 7.5% of her current Bond of Life every 0.03 seconds. Another thing to note about her skill is its absurdly long cooldown, which is a whopping 30 seconds. And I know that it's a lot, but whoever was cooking something up when making her kit, because her normal attacks also decrease the cooldown of her skill by 0.8 seconds. Arlecchino also has the ability to gain 130% Bond of Life after defeating an enemy with Blood Debt, which is helpful when you're up against multiple enemies, but in single target situations it won't be that useful. Then we have her Elemental Burst. It's way more simple than the rest of her kit because what it does is a good chunk of AoE pyro damage, and it also heals her based on how much Bond of Life she had, which is 150% of her attack and 150% of that Bond of Life. It also resets her skill's cooldown, which is very helpful since it plays a major role in her kit. It's also good to build her with attack because she gains 1% physical and elemental resistance for every 100 attacks she has over 1000, going up to a max of 20% resistance. Now my thoughts on Arlecchino is that she's looking to be a pretty strong pyro main DPS character, and if that's what you're looking for, then I think that she would be a good pull. The only problem with her is that you might want to play her with a shielder because she needs that extra protection. Elbows or Raiden could never rely on a shielder. I would say that if you have 2 or 3 really good main DPS characters like Neuvillette, Alhaitham, or Hu Tao, then I don't think Arlecchino is the best pull, and you would rather try and get more supports like Kazuha or even someone like Yelan. But if that's not you, then pull for her. Also, don't feel pressure to pull for someone you don't like because they're good. Pull for who you like, although Raiden is the only exception. But next up we have Lyney, who also has a similar role as Arlecchino, which is being a pyro main DPS character. The main difference with her and Lyney is that he's a bow character that focuses on charge attacks and thus has a different playstyle. When you charge attack with Lyney, his charge attack has different levels, and when you get it to its max level, he will shoot out a prop arrow and do a bunch of pyro damage to a single target. While shooting this arrow and he's above 60% HP, he will lose 20% of that HP and deal more damage. And after consuming that 20% HP, he will gain a prop triplet stack. He can only consume 20% HP after shooting these arrows until he reaches 60% HP. At that point or below it, he cannot lose any more HP after shooting his level 2 charge attack. Now for his elemental skill. What it does is AoE pyro damage, which scales off the amount of triplet stacks Lyney has. The more stacks the better, but when using his skill, it consumes all the stacks he had, and it also heals you based on the amount of stacks it consumed. So for example, if to get 1 stack you consume 20% of your HP and you manage to get 2 stacks, you would have lost 40% of your HP. So then after doing his skill, it will heal him for 40% of his max HP. Now because Lyney is going to be charge attacking all the time, he has to have a way to protect himself. So every time you do a level 2 charge attack, which is his max level of charge attacks, and hit an enemy, his pet cat in a hat thing that barely even looks like a cat takes 1 for the team and taunts the enemies, helping Lyney be more free. That's not all his pet cat thing does. It also shoots out a pyrotechnic strike, which does damage to a single target every time it takes a lot of damage after being a sacrifice for Lyney, or its duration just ends. Now if none of these options happen and it's still on field after doing a charge attack and summoning it, since 2 can't be on field, the new one will simply just replace the old one, and in doing so will create an omega nuclear explosion of damage, otherwise known as a pyrotechnic strike, doing some nice extra damage. damage. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's talk about his elemental burst. When doing his burst, he takes on the form of a cat in the hat and runs around stepping on enemies, doing pyro damage to all enemies he steps on. After he's tired of being the cat in the hat, he jumps out of it, and by doing so, his hat explodes, doing pyro damage in an AoE, while also giving you a prop surplus stack. Also, if you're not patient and don't want to walk around in his burst, you can cancel it and he still explodes, which is cool for all the impatient people. You might even say that it's the bomb. Get it? Because when you stop, it explodes, and guess what else explodes? Guess. Also, if you're enjoying the video, why not consider liking, subscribing, and joining my Discord down below. It's a super fun Discord server where me and a bunch of people talk about Genshin and other random fun stuff. Want a place to participate in giveaways and get free stuff? I got you. Want a place to talk with people and make friends? I got you. Want a place for Genshin help or Honkai Star Rail help? Guess what? I got you. There's literally no reason why you shouldn't join the Discord because it takes only a few clicks and you can talk with fun people. So if that sounds good, then just join the Discord. You quite literally have nothing to lose. Also, I'm about to annoy my Discord servers by asking them which is better, cats or dogs, because you know, Lyney, cat in a hat, you get it. It's probably going to start a massive argument. So if you want to join in on the fun and root for team cats or team dogs, make sure to join the Discord. But dogs better. Anyway, let's finish up with Lyney's kit and talk about his passives. His first passive makes his cat do more damage and gives him energy if he consumes some HP after shooting out a prop arrow. His second passive is his most important passive and provides him with an insane amount of value. It increases his damage dealt by 60% if he's attacking an enemy with pyro on it, which is insane, but on top of that, it goes up by 20% for each pyro member you have in the party. I and a lot of other people can agree that this is one of the most helpful talents in the game, as it just makes him do so much more damage. But in terms of his value, I would say that he's a really good pyro main DPS character, but since Arlecchino is arriving, it would make sense to compare them. Well, at least their kits. Lyney's kit is obviously way more simple than Arlecchino's, and if that's something you like, then pull for him. I'm still not sure who does the most damage, so I'm not going to get into all that. But Lyney can output so much damage, it's actually scary, and so can Arlecchino. By the way, leaks are in the Discord, so check it out. Wink, wink. But at the end of the day, from the leaks I've seen, I think that both Lyney and Arlecchino might be on the same level, and it all comes down to little things like gameplay, free-to-play friendly team options, and investment levels. There can't really be a winner for gameplay because you like who you like, but I can say that one is way easier to play than the other. Lyney is easier to play than Arlecchino, but if you like hard things, Arlecchino can be a better fit for you. For free-to-play friendly team options, I would say that they're very similar, but I'm leaning more towards Arlecchino being more free-to-play friendly, mainly because one of her best teams requires only 4-star characters, while Lyney might appreciate another 5-star character, or maybe 2. And I would say that both Lyney and Arlecchino share the same level of investment as each other, which is to be expected because they share the same exact role. But since they're so similar, it depends on your taste. Tall, hot, firewoman, or cat in a hat magician. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Please let me know if you enjoyed it. Also, make sure to let me know down in the comments below who you're going to be pulling for. Also, please make sure to join the Discord down below. It's a really fun place, and I think that if you took 1 second out of your day to join, you would really enjoy it there. Also, I'll be hosting giveaways from time to time, so if I were you, I would join. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.